Guys, what's going on? Okay, so I have this really nice Evo Swarm deck that I've been wanting to show you guys for a long time. It's ready. It's always been ready, but I just didn't have the chance to show it to you guys up until now. We were swarmed by other different engines and decks in the recent months, and I didn't have the chance to showcase this deck profile for you guys. So this Evil Swarm deck focuses on pretty much XC summoning and Link summoning. So we're going to begin quick the deck profile. Let's not waste any time. So first of all, we're gonna be running triple copies of Joel and Blackbird, triple copies of Maxi, triple copies of Ash Blossom, 2 copies of Evil Swarm Mandragora, triple copies of Evil Swarm Caster, triple copies of Evil Swarm Carry Creon. For the staples, one more Charme Floalos. We're gonna be running the Horus engine here. The main reason why is because there is not a lot of support of the Evil Swarm. The Evil Swarm lacks support at the moment, and they not as it's not a powerful engine. They do have some powerful cards, but you cannot rely on them most of the time to win duels. But they have powerful boss monster like Evil Swarm Opion, and Evil Swarm Opion is a really powerful boss that can protect your field and also prevents your opponent from special summoning level 5 or higher monsters. Now you combine this with cards like Galaxy number 90 and also cards like number 68 and number 38 Hope, along with the Horus engine, and you're gonna have a really powerful engine. Now I am not running the package of the Rescue Rabbit. Let me find it here. I'm going to explain to you why. I had it once like this with the Rescue Rabbit package using the vanilla Evil Swarm, but I was breaking a lot with the vanilla version, so I decided to shrink it to 42, and I placed 2 Mandragora, and then the rest was Caster and Carry Creon. So far this is the only package of the Evil Swarm that I'm running. So the Evil Swarm and also the Opion and the Quoboros, and the deck is been working fine with me. It's working perfectly. I've been winning a lot of duels with it. I'm gonna show you my history as well. And yeah, guys, this deck is running well, really well. All right, so we're going to continue here with SMT, triple copies, 1 Demotef, 1 Guidance, 1 Protection, and finally 1 Horus the Black Flame Deity. For staples, 1 Nibiru. For the spells, Monster Reborn, Reinforcement of the Army, triple copies of Dark Ruler, triple copies of Wall of the Imperial Tomb, triple copies of King's Sarcophagus, 1 Infestation Pandemic. You only need 1 copy of this from the Evil Swarm engine. Do not run 2, it could be bricky. 1 is fine. 2 copies of Kobai, 1 Crossout, and finally 2 Infinite Impermanence. For the extra deck, 2 Opion, 2 Evil Swarm Opion. This is the main boss card that you always want to go for to prevent your opponent from a special summoning. This is a Floodgate, and this is the card that will help you win duels. 1 Evil Swarm Ouroboros. This card is really good. You can target cards in your opponent's hand and banish it. Same. He has three effects. Target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, and target one card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. This card is a level 3, requires a level 3. This is in case you need him. 2 Diamond Werewolf. This card is a must here. He can pop a card on the field. If you pop one of your Wind Beast, Beast Warriors, and Wind Beast, and Beast as well. And we are running them here, such as a Happy, Kwabensky is one of the Wing Beast, and we also have the Beast as Demutef. You can pop them and bring them back from the graveyard. 1 Evil Sworn Extinction Knight, 1 number 03, 1 number 38 Hope, 1 number 68. This card is a must, and you have room for him for this card as well. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects once you detach one material from it, and also your opponent cannot special summon any monsters from the graveyard, which is really good. Number 90 for Monster Negate. 1 Diljitsu for to protect the field. Diljitsu will send one card from your opponent's field to the graveyard on summon, and also he protects the field from being destroyed. 1 Divine Zeus, 1 Steel Swarm Roche. Listen up, this card is good. If you summon, let's say for example, you go with the Horus engine and you set up your field, you can go with the Evil Swarm engine. You can go with Steel Swarm Origin, and once you do that, you can it stays here while this card is in the extra monster zone. If a monster will be special summoned from the extra deck to the main zone, it must be special summoned in this card's zone that it points to. Okay, so what does this mean? It means your opponent cannot use the other extra monster zone. He has to special summon another his extra deck monster in the upper zone that you see that he points to right here. So yeah, it's a must, and this is why this card is really good. It's mandatory, so it forces your opponent to special summon on this monster's column, and that's insane. He also has another effect. While this card points to a monster, neither player can target this card with card effects, and also this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects as well. That is crazy. Now he has a third effect, which is even more insane. Once per turn, when a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Evil Swarm monster or Swarm monster like Steel Swarm monster from your deck in defense position. That is insane. You can keep doing this all over again, over and over again, if your opponent pops your monsters that this card points to. This card is crazy, guys. So far, you only need 1 copy. In the future, if we get more support for the Evil Swarm, I can see this card being abused in the future. This card might get banned one day if the Evil Swarms get powerful support. Alright, so let's continue. 1 Espiritu Knight, 1 Black Luster Soldier, and finally 1 Underworld Goddess to deal with tower defense monsters. Alright guys, I have some really cool gameplays that you guys are going to enjoy watching, and let's begin, guys. Let's move on into the gameplays. Alright guys, so now we are in the replay zone. I have some really cool gameplays that I have here ready for you guys, and I want to show you guys how good this deck is. And we're gonna start with the going first replay first. Unfortunately, I did not have enough time to create a good history for you guys, but I managed to save some good gameplays for you guys while I was playing with the Evil Swarm. Unfortunately, again, I did not have enough time to create a good list from the history going first and second, like I sometimes do with some other decks. But I have a lot of going second gameplays here with this Evil Swarm deck that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy. So let's begin with the going first. We have here a gameplay going against, let me check, against this Flunderis deck. So if you guys like it, go ahead and I guess you can copy it. It's not as the same as mine's. It's a little bit, it's different, totally different than the one I have. And yeah, so if you guys like it, I guess you can go ahead. Let's begin the gameplay. So I was going first on this one. Alright, so I started with a Evil Swarm caster, 1 Caricrean, 1 is empty, and 1 infestation. Send the infestation back. I started the Horus engine here. So what I did here, I sent the copy of Happy. Summon number 38 Hope, summon caster, and then summon the Evil Swarm, Opion. Then added infestation, set, and pass. My opponent uses cross out here, and for some reason, he gives up. It seems like he did not draw a good hand while going second on his turn. But this shows you a small tutorial of how to play Evil Swarms. Like I said, the Evil Swarm, they don't have a lot of support. Hopefully one day we might get to see more support coming from Konami. But at the moment, this is what we have, and this is, I believe, this is the best way to play Evil Swarms. Alright guys, let's move on into the next gameplay, and I have a really good gameplay here against a, let's see, a Yugioh deck. So if you guys like this deck, go ahead and copy it. Alright guys, let's move on into the gameplay real quick. So I started second here. And I open up with Is Empty, Monster Reborn, Infestation Pandemic, and 1 King Sarcophagus. And finally Droll and Lockbird. So I draw here. My opponent can no longer search. He sets the Nightmare Pain. He goes for the to blow the spirit. He summons the Yugioh, the OG Yugioh. And then he goes for Close Haven to start the Finsmith engine. Summons Requiem, summons the Engraver, summons the Duel, summons the sequence. He fusion summons here for Lacrima. Summons the Engraver. And then he goes for Beatrice. He sends the second copy of Engraver. Summon him back. And then he makes here a Apollousa. And then goes for Phantom or Yugioh and passes. It's my turn now. I go for Horus, Glory, he negates it with the Yugioh. I summon him, send the Pandemic, added the special summon Happy, summon the Demutef. Boom. Boom. And then finally I summon number 68 so that my opponent doesn't special summon from the graveyard. So his graveyard is locked and he gives up. This is why I'm running this card, number 68. That's why I'm running number 68. To prevent decks like T-Element, Yugioh from activating the graveyard's effect. This is why I'm running that card. Alright guys, let's move on into the next duel. And then I was playing here against a really nice Quantar, Super Quantar Slayer deck. And this deck represents the Power Rangers. As you can see here, we have the green guy, we have the red one, so they each represent a one of the Power Rangers. And this deck is really cool. So if you guys like it, I guess you can go ahead and copy it. It's a really nice deck. So each Quantum Slayer, they represent a character from the Power Rangers, and this is like the white tiger, the white guy that represents the I believe his name was Tommy, the White Ranger. So we have the white, the red, the green. I know there's more. You have the blue one, like this one. This is the blue one. I know there's more. You have the yellow and so on. But yeah, it's a really nice deck. So if you guys like it, go ahead and copy it. Let me show it to you guys one more time. They do need a lot of they do need more support. It's a powerful deck, but they do need more support to keep up with the meta. So let's begin. I'm sure he wins a lot of duels with it, but if he wants to keep up with the meta, if they want to keep up with the meta, they're gonna need more support. Alright guys, so I opened up here with a Ash Blossom, a Flualos, a Nibiru, Infestation again, and one King Sarcophagus. I go second here, my opponent starts first. I waited for the right moment to activate Flualos. I did not shotgun Flualos right away, it's not good to do that. And I was lucky enough to have Nibiru as well in hand before he summons the sword, the big robot that the Power Rangers have. So here he goes with the Super Quantum Mech Beast Magna. This is the tiger, red tiger. He summons it back. He summons the White Ranger. And then he goes for the dinosaur. And I keep drawing due to flawless effect. Here I Nibiru before he goes with the big sword, the big the mecha sword, something like that. I activated the Horus engine here. So most of the time you're going to be playing with the Horus engine because, like I said, the evil swarms, they don't have a lot of support. They cannot search themselves. They do need a lot of support. And yep, I won that duel going against the Power Ranger deck here. Alright guys, let's move on into the next duel. And here I was playing against a going second against a really nice Salamangreat deck, as you can see here. So if you guys like it, go ahead and copy it. It's a really nice deck. Alright guys, let's move on with the play. I go second here and I start with a Draw and Blackbird, Wamp, Nibiru, one Infestation, Go by the Grave, and finally Walls of the Imperial Tomb. My opponent starts the Salamangreat engine. He summons the fire. I draw here. So my opponent can no longer search. He summons the Bailings. Then he goes for Sunlight Wolf. He adds back the Gazelle. And somewhere here I Nibiru. I was waiting for the right board so I can Nibiru my opponent. So here he goes and he summons the wolf, and this is where I did the I Nibiru. See, 0 defense and no crazy board for my opponent. It's my turn now. He passes. I activated the sarcophagus, the tomb, the Walls of Imperial Tomb. My opponent Max C's here, and I negated that. I add the Horus, it's empty. I activate the sarcophagus. Well, I summon the it's empty first. Here he summons the what's the name? Promethean Princess. My opponent, I summon here the Demotev, and I go for the attack. Now I believe I go with Yugioh here. I got rid of the spell. Then I go for here the Little Knight to banish the what's the name? The Jack. So he doesn't have a follow-up for the next turn. That's what I did here. I go with SP Little Knight to banish the Gazelle. That way he doesn't keep bringing back the other Salamangreats from the graveyard. He passes here, and this is where I win the duel. Really nice gameplay. with the Horus engine without even using the Evil Swarm engine. The Evil Swarm engine is here so you can have a much powerful board with the Evil Swarm Opium. You can prevent your opponent from special summoning, and on top of that, with number 38 Hope and number 90 the Galaxy monster, you can negate spells and monsters effect, which is really good. Let's see. And finally, let me show you the last duel, and this is the most interesting one, going second as well. And this is going against a really nice what appears to be a Finsmith White Forest deck. So let me show you guys how good this deck is. And also I was going second here. So if you guys like it, you can copy it and craft it if you like it. So let's begin the play. I was going second on this one. And this is the final duel. So I opened up with a really good hand going second. Draw and Lockbird, caster is empty, and 2 Dark Rulers. I draw here my opponent. The Bell Stars here. The Sinful Spoils. And then he go, I believe, with Baron de Fleur. Sets 1 and passes. It's my turn now. My opponent maxes. And I ash, obviously. He lets it go. He could have negated it with Baron de Fleur and keep drawing cards. But he was afraid that I might have something else to board break him. And he let it go through. So, you know, I used that for my advantage. And went ahead with the Horus engine here. Activate the Sarcophagus, summon the empty. My opponent here uses the trap card too soon to flip the Horus. He shouldn't done that. He could have waited, and I believe he could have flipped more monster. Oh no, okay, he can only target one monster. Yeah, I thought he could have flipped the rest of the monsters if he waited, but no, he can only target one, and he decided to target the it's empty. But as you can see how easy I won that duel. Alright guys, so this is the Evil Swarm deck that I wanted to show you for quite some time. I hope you guys enjoy it. Is a easy deck that you can learn and play. It doesn't take a lot of skill to learn how to play with it. I'm coming back guys with more deck profiles. Stay tuned. This is one of the easy decks that I wanted to show you guys, so you guys can make it and have fun. This deck can be a little bit expensive if you don't have these cards already, like the Horus engine for example. But the deck, it can be cheap as well if you already have the engine of the Horus already. You can just craft Opium, the 2 Opiums and the Ouroboros, and you're good to go. But the deck, the engine itself of the Evil Swarm is pretty cheap. Okay guys, so I'm back again with more videos, more deck profile. I was busy these couple of weeks. My father came from the DR, the Dominican Republic. We were busy these 2 weeks, and I did not have enough time to make more videos for you guys. But now we're no longer busy. And I'm back with more videos, more news. Alright, guys, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.